Hello, this is Dodie from Deliberate Aging. Welcome to my podcast. Does anyone out there have a garden like me? And if you do, we all know what it's like to tend to it. It might be a thriving backyard oasis of vegetables or fruits, or maybe it's just a few stubborn herbs that you have in a pot on your windowsill. But there's a lot of work that goes into gardening. There's the planting, pruning, watering, and finally just hoping that they're going to survive. We're cultivating life when we plant a garden. But what if I told you that you're also the proud caretaker of another garden, one that's invisible, internal, and extremely important for your health? Welcome to your gut microbiome, a living ecosystem planted deep in your belly. This isn't science fiction, it's science at its finest. Inside your gastrointestinal tract live trillions, yes, trillions of microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, viruses, they all set up camp, forming communities as intricate as a rainforest or coral reef. They digest your food, they produce essential nutrients, they train your immune system. Some are your allies, like microscopic gardeners trimming weeds and fertilizing soil. Others, well, let's just say they don't play as nicely with the others. And it's your job as the head gardener to decide who stays and who goes. So, why does the microbiome matter? Well, not so long ago, gut health wasn't a hot topic. People didn't talk about microbes over brunch. But today, studies are showing us just how central this microbiome is to our overall health. It supports immunity. About 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. The microbiome trains your immune cells, helps identify invaders, and even modulates inflammation. It affects your mental health. Your gut is like a second brain. Through the gut-brain axis, microbes influence your mood, anxiety levels, and even cognition. It affects your metabolism and your weight. Microbiota help break down fiber and other compounds, extract calories, and regulate fat storage. And finally, it touches on chronic disease. So imbalances such as dysbiosis is what it's called, are linked to conditions from IBS or irritable bowel syndrome and diabetes to heart disease and some cancers. So suddenly that garden isn't just an interesting metaphor, it's a blueprint for wellness. And what actually lives in your gut? So let's just break down the characters. Basically, there are four of them. There's probiotics, and these are the friendly bacteria, like Lactobacillus. These are the ones you want to encourage. Think of them as pollinators, helping plants bloom and keeping weeds at bay. Second, there's pathogens. These are harmful microbes that can cause bloating, inflammation, and even infections, and you don't want these guys taking over. Third, there's commensals. And these neutral microbes go about their business quietly, but they support harmony in the gut. And fourth, there's fungi and archaea, which are often overlooked, but they help with digestion and compete with harmful organisms. So of those four, you don't want just one kind of microbe taking up residence. You want diversity. Picture a well-balanced garden full of herbs, fruits, and wildflowers, not a monoculture of crabgrass. So why does balance even matter? Well, have you ever noticed how a garden can thrive in one season and seem to wither the next? The same goes for your gut. A diverse microbiome tends to be more resilient. It adapts, protects itself, and recovers from stressors like illness, antibiotics, or a week of fast food. And when that diversity fades, you're more vulnerable to inflammation, infection, and gut-related issues. So that's why food choices matter. Lifestyle matters. Even your mood matters. And we're going to dig into all of that and show you how to fertilize your gut garden with real, delicious, everyday habits. So, the plants in our gut, the residents and their roles. Just imagine a bustling greenhouse packed with tiny organisms, each playing a role in keeping the ecosystem thriving. That's your gut. Over 1,000 species of microbes can live here, forming a vibrant community that shapes how you feel, think, and function. So we've already talked about the 4 big players in this microbial cast: the probiotics, the commensals, the pathogens, and the fungi and archaea. But how do you actually improve that gut microbiome? Well, one thing you can do is to eat the rainbow, and that will feed your garden. So every color on your plate is like a different fertilizer for your gut garden. Nature coded nutrients in hues. Each pigment represents compounds that nourish your microbiome and your body. So for example, take the color blue or purple. You find that in blueberries, blackberries, and eggplant. This has nutrients that can reduce inflammation and support the brain-gut axis. The color red, found in tomatoes and raspberries, helps to protect gut lining and combat oxidative stress. The color orange, found in carrots and sweet peppers, supports mucosal immunity. The color green, found in kale and spinach, aids digestion, detoxification, and it balances gut pH. The white and tan, think garlic, onions, and mushrooms, feed beneficial bacteria and fight pathogens. But variety really is key. Eating a diverse array of foods helps different microbes flourish. So Eat the Rainbow isn't just a cute slogan, it's really microbiome medicine. And now let's talk fiber, which is the fertilizer of your microbiome. It's like mulch. It nourishes good microbes, shields your gut lining, and improves digestion. And there are 3 types of fiber. Number 1 is soluble, which is found in oats, beans, and apples. This forms a gel in your digestive tract, and it slows digestion down. There's insoluble fiber, which is found in whole grains and veggies. This adds bulk and speeds waste removal. And thirdly, there's resistant starch, which is found in potatoes and green bananas. This feeds beneficial bacteria. Now, we've all heard of probiotics, but there's also something called prebiotics. And what's the difference? Well, prebiotics are actually fiber that feeds your microbes. And you get this from things such as onions, garlic, and asparagus. Probiotics, on the other hand, are actual live microbes themselves, found in things like yogurt, kefir, and fermented veggies. And you should include both every day to fertilize and seed your gut garden. Now, what are the things that diminish the functioning of your gut garden? So, even the most vibrant garden can be ravaged by weather, pests, or poor soil. In the gut world, these threats are: Number 1, antibiotics. They are powerful, but they're indiscriminate. Antibiotics wipe out good and bad microbes alike. And recovery time takes targeted nutrition and just time after a course of antibiotics is finished. Number 2, poor diet. Ultra-processed foods starve good bacteria and feed the harmful ones. Sugar can tip the microbial scale towards inflammation. Number 3 is alcohol. This disrupts your gut permeability and fuels imbalance. So moderation is the key. And then the 4th culprit is stress. Psychological stress affects gut function and microbe populations. The gut-brain axis means your microbes feel your mood shifts. So how can you replant your gut garden? Well, basically, you want to let nature reclaim space with biodiversity, richness, and organic flow. So add in some fermented foods. Add in some kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, yogurt, which is rich in live cultures that replant good bacteria. Get adequate sleep and movement. Sleep is going to restore your microbial harmony, and movement stimulates digestion and reduces inflammation. Number 3, mind your stress with mindfulness and connection. Social interactions, stress relief, nurture microbial health. You're cultivating both gut and soul. So, eating the rainbow, which we talked about earlier, isn't just good for your gut, it's good for your entire body. So let's dive just a little bit deeper into those specifics. So, green. The green veggies like spinach, kale, and broccoli are rich in a lot of good things for us, like chlorophyll, which supports detox and gut health. Has folate, which is crucial for DNA synthesis and repair. Has vitamin K, which is essential for blood clotting and bone health. And it has sulforaphane from cruciferous vegetables specifically. And this may protect against cancer and inflammation. So green veggies in general are packed with phytonutrients like flavonoids and glucosinolates, which support digestion and reduce inflammation. Now let's turn to orange and yellow foods, such as carrots, sweet potatoes, and oranges. These veggies and fruits are loaded with beta-carotene, which converts to vitamin A and supports vision and immunity. Vitamin C, which boosts collagen production and gut lining integrity. And finally, potassium, which helps regulate fluid balance and muscle function. According to Harvard Health and Nutrition Research of Australia, orange foods are linked to reduced risk of macular degeneration, improved skin health, and better immune function. Now let's talk red foods, such as tomatoes, strawberries, and peppers, which contain lycopene, which is a powerful antioxidant that protects cells and supports heart health. Anthocyanins, which are found in berries and red cabbage, which help to reduce inflammation. And vitamin C, which enhances iron absorption and immune defense. Studies show that red foods may lower the risk of cardiovascular disease and certain cancers, as well as supporting skin and eye health. Now let's talk blue and purple foods like blueberries, eggplant, and purple cabbage, which are all rich in anthocyanins, which are potent antioxidants that fight oxidative stress and support brain and gut health. Resveratrol, in grapes specifically, which may protect against heart disease and cognitive decline. And they also contain fiber, which supports digestion and feeds beneficial gut bacteria. A 2025 review from Stanford and Harvard researchers found that purple foods like berries and purple sweet potatoes are linked to reduced inflammation, improved cognition, and better metabolic health. And lastly, let's talk white and tan foods, such as garlic, onions, and mushrooms. These offer allicin, has both antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. Prebiotic fibers, which feed gut microbes and support digestion. And quercetin, which is found in onions and helps reduce allergy symptoms and inflammation. These foods are often overlooked, but they do play a key role in gut health and immune support. So finally, how can you cultivate your gut garden on a daily basis? So now that I've given you some mental fertilizer, so that you have the knowledge, here's how to make your gut garden thrive. Let's try doing a 7-day gut garden challenge. So on day 1, try to eat 3 different plant colors. On day 2, eat a fermented food. Day 3, add a fiber-rich dish. Day 4, practice deep breathing for 5 minutes to reduce your stress. Day 5, limit the sugar. Day 6, take a walk outdoors. And finally, on day 7, journal your gut feelings. Note any bloating, energy levels, or mood shifts that you might have experienced during the week. So I invite you to imagine your inner garden every single day. And every bite that you take is a seed that you're planting inside of your gut garden. Every breath is a sunlight, and every movement is of peace is water. So I hope that I convince you to make the decision to improve your gut health. If not, there are plenty of resources available on the internet if you need more convincing evidence. So personally, what do? I try to eat a variety of fruit and veggies every day. And especially I try to eat different colored fruits and veggies every day. So for example, I might have blueberries in my oatmeal on Monday, and then on Tuesday I'll throw some apple into my oatmeal instead. And I love to shop at my local Trader Joe's where I find new and unusual items. For example, on my last shopping trip, I found butternut squash zigzags. Haven't actually used them yet, but I'm kind of interested in how I will use them. And I also found bags of multicolored radishes. So I've gotten lots of different colors just in those two products. I hope that you'll join me in the 7-day challenge. I'll be putting some comments on how I'm doing, how I'm progressing, how I'm feeling, and I look forward to yours as well. Thanks for listening. This is Dodie from Deliberate Aging. Until next time, be well, friends. This podcast is presented solely for informational and educational purposes only. Use of information from this podcast is at the user's own risk. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of your physician or other qualified professional. We are not responsible for any losses, damages, or liabilities that may arise from use of this podcast.